From the Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Dale and Scott.
And this week it's true. You're here.
I am here.
Last week it was your sister.
It was.
Why didn't you do the show last week? Because we just decided we would sub Tracy in.
Any chance?
She was here when we had to tape the show, and I said, hey, do you want to do it instead of your brother? And
I was surprised. She said yes.
I was very surprised she said yes. She was excited, though. She seemed excited.
Well, she does listen.
She does listen. They said they were going to listen to this episode that she was on their way home from here.
Yeah.
Back to Delaware. Mm-hmm. Exciting. So today's episode is called Stink, Stank, Stunk. Do you know why?
No.
That's a line from How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh.
And
I don't think I've ever seen that movie all the way through.
It's a cartoon. It's a half-hour cartoon, but you've never seen it? The classic cartoon?
No.
That is crazy. But you do recognize that that's the Grinch in between you and me on today's logo. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of fun, I thought. I don't know what you're doing with your hand. Are you trying to molest him?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I just noticed that. I don't know what that is.
I don't either. It's weird. Very weird. Anyway, here we are. We're back in the studio, and it is December 11th. We're kind of right in the middle. Christmas is like 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks away.
Yikes. We don't have a lot to do, though. We're not we're having some friends over, but that's it. No family. All the gifts are pretty much wrapped, except for a couple things that aren't here yet.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much ready. Tree's up.
Still got a couple things, but
yeah,
I'm good.
We got 2 weeks. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So I have a new obsession. Did I tell you about this yet?
No.
Do you know who Benson Boone is?
No idea.
Oh, my God. I'm obsessed with him. For one thing, he looks a lot better without that mustache. You're seeing the picture in front of you. He's 22 years old, American pop singer Benson Boone. I guess everybody knew him except me. But you know his song, Dale.
I do.
So Beautiful Things is a song that's been on the charts. It's been playing constantly this year.
I can't think of it, but I'll have to look it up. Oh, now I do.
Yeah. I mean, we heard it a million times when we were at the bar and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I first discovered him on the Graham Norton show. He was on the show last week. And he does this thing. That he learned from his father, apparently. He does these most amazing flips. Like literally flips around the stage like a gymnast while he's singing. It's unbelievable.
What?
He's very talented. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, go listen to Beautiful Things. It's a great song, and he has a haunting voice. I mean, I just think he's amazing. He was apparently discovered by Imagine Dragons' Dan Reynolds.
Cool.
Who signed him to Dan. I guess Dan has his own record label called Night Street Records, and he signed.
You know, when you think
Benson.
about it, that Beautiful Thing song is very Imagine Dragons.
It is.
Yeah.
So the kid's a Mormon, just like Dan used to be. So maybe Dan only hires Mormon people? I don't know.
Yeah.
But Dan left the Mormon church last year, or earlier this year. He's kind of fed up with it because of their stance on gay people. Anyway, Benson Boone just recently opened for Taylor Swift in London at the end of her Eras tour, which is now just finally
over.
Yeah. Anyway, Benson Boone, go check him out. And one other thing I wanted to tell you about what I learned this week, and I saw this online, and I just thought it was so funny. I don't know why I wrote it down or why I think I needed to repeat it to everyone out there in podcast land. But here's the sentence. Why on earth would you say half a dozen when you can literally just say 6?
I mean...
It's the same fucking thing.
Right.
Half a dozen is 6.
Well, it's like...
Why use 3 words when you can use 1?
Right. That also goes for 6:30 instead of just saying 6:30 or 11:45 when you just say, 11:45.
My grandfather always used to say 6:30. I don't know, why don't you just say 6:30? It's just kind of silly. We're going to talk about more silly stuff in just a minute.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition.
of breaking news for everyone out there. Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live is still a dick. If you've listened to this show ever, you know that I hate that man.
Must say.
Yeah. Just last week, Pete Davidson, who was on the show for a couple of years, said last week that new cast members make about $3,000 a week, which is kind of surprising. So they do about 20 episodes a year. That's only $60,000, which is in New York City.
Can't live on that.
You cannot live in New York City on $60,000. It's
$1,200, $12,000 a month is $60,000 a year.
Well, for 20 episodes, they only get paid for 20 weeks of work.
That's right.
Yeah, they have to make it last.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them do other shit, and I'm sure Pete Davidson's been in movies, and he did commercials, and that's not the point. The point is that Lorne Michaels is paying his new people like ridiculously slave labor. I mean, it's not a lot of money for being on one of the longest running comedy shows ever.
I just don't know if you can't say $60,000 a year. That's not how I think
that's what they're gonna
pay worse than what it is. I think $3,000 a week for
20 for third.
It's pretty damn good. $12,000 a month.
But it's not if you live in New York City. Who could live on that? No one can live on $12,000 a month anywhere. Can they?
I don't know. I think so.
You think they can?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do I know? I have a money person who takes care of all that. I don't even know how much we make.
I don't know. I don't know what people make of shows.
Lorne Michaels is worth $500 million. So you know where the SNL money's going.
Yes.
Anyway, so I started off by saying that Pete Davidson said this in an interview last week, and then Kenan felt like he needed to reply and said, it's pretty notorious that it's more so about having the job than getting paid for the job. Which, okay, yeah, I guess you get the creed, or not the creed, the cred of being on Saturday Night Live. But
yeah, you could probably easily go on and do a lot of. It probably opens a lot of doors.
Yeah,
but I don't know if you should pay your people a low wage with that expectation.
Well, exactly. I agree. I think they should make a little more for being on a show like that. I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stupid Kenan has been on there since 2003. He's been on the show longer than anyone else. And in the same interview, he said he wouldn't reveal his salary, but it's rumored to be between $2 and $3 million a season.
That seems kind of low.
He's making a lot more. Let's say it was 2.5, right?
Yeah.
2. I'm doing the math here. Divided by 20. Let's say it was 2.5. That's $125,000 an episode. Colin Jost is only making $25,000 a week. That's what I read.
Well,
but he's only on it for 6 minutes.
Yeah, he only does the one thing.
Right.
I thought I read that he does sometimes write a little bit, but like not a lot.
Yeah.
He's focused on the Weekend Update or whatever it's called now.
He's got lots of other things going on. Plus, he has a really rich wife, Scarlett
new game
Johansson.
show.
Oh, and he's on. Have you guys seen Pop Culture Jeopardy? It's on Peacock, right? Is it exclusively on Peacock?
I don't know.
Or is it on one? It's on one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it because I knew a lot more of the answers than I do from the regular show.
And it's a little different. And, it's teams of three teams of three.
Oh, yeah, it's different. It's different in every way.
But it's different in only that way.
They've added some other things like the triple play, and there's a couple other differences to it. But basically, it plays the same way.
Yeah.
True.
It was fun.
But the questions are more pop culture-y, like reality shows and shit.
He's actually good at it.
He's very good at it. I've always liked him. I think he's great. I liked him in that movie we saw him in.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that.
I can't either. And I think he was also in like an animated movie, like Bugs Bunny or something.
Yeah, he was in something like that. I remember that it was a movie with real people
in New York
and animated characters at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. That's the one.
Tom and Jerry was really good, guys. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. Came out a couple years ago. Anyway, speaking of dicks, Pantone released their color of the year for 2025. It caught a lot of people off guard. It's called Mocha Mousse. And it's basically kind of like a milky brown color. Like mousse, like chocolate mousse.
So this picture,
It looks like poop in a glass.
no, it doesn't.
They said that they picked Mocha Mousse to, how do you say that word?
Evocative,
soft brown with a warming, rich brown hue. Nurtures with its suggestion of delectable quality of cocoa, chocolate, and coffee, appealing to our desire for comfort. So apparently 2025 is supposed to be a very kind of cozy and comfortable year.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Most people who live in America would never put this in their home. However,
Yeah.
there are certain homes that I think that this could work well. And I think they have to be similar types of homes with lots of open spaces.
Well, it's not just for walls. I mean, it could be
What else
for
are you gonna
anything.
put on it?
It could be, Pantone is not a paint company. It's a color company. So it could be cars. It could be couches. It could be, new leather coat. It could be whatever. I mean, the Pantone colors are used for everything. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I don't want a car that color, but a couch would be fun.
maybe a leather couch
Yeah.
in Mocha Mousse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently designers and fashion, interior marketers, creators of all kinds look to Pantone for their color direction for the new year.
That is ridiculous.
I think you should pick your own fucking color. I mean, everything can't be Mocha Mousse next year.
Right.
There's got to be some color in your life. You got to have some blues and greens and reds and pinks.
Yeah. But I don't hate it if what I'm looking at is a wall in this picture.
Yeah.
But it looks very shiny and maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. Well, the color is in that little box in the top right. That's the color inside the box.
Oh.
So it's almost a little bit more orangey brown.
It's almost kind of milk chocolatey brown.
Yeah. Like if you took a Hershey bar and chewed it up and then spit it out onto the sink.
It has kind of like a red tint
Yeah.
to the brown. I'm looking at the rest of the picture.
I know.
Okay.
The whole thing is stupid.
Yeah.
I don't even know why
It's
we're
like
talking about.
like a milk
Why are we
chocolate
talking
bar.
about an audio podcast where people can't even see the fucking color? I mean, I will put it on Facebook and Instagram, but
Yeah.
anyway, I saw this on the BBC and I thought it was so interesting that I had to do a little bit more investigating. And it turns out that it's true. There are certain word patterns that just don't work in reverse,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So what I'm about to tell you is called a blot reduplication.
Okay.
What does that mean? It means if there are two words together, there's a pattern that if it's not following the pattern, it's not going to sound right to the human ear. So if it's two words like ding dong, the I has to come first before the A or the O,
Okay.
which is why it's not dong ding, it's ding dong.
Yeah. Well, I guess I've
Dong
never...
ding sounds wrong, right?
Yes.
Kong king, mash mish, instead of hip hop, hop hip.
Hop hip. Yeah.
You know how people are slow and they're dilly dallying? Well, they can't dally dilly because that sounds stupid. You're having a conversation with a friend, you can't have a chat chit. It's a chit chat. So the I has to come first.
The I has to. That's what I was about to say. The I has to be first.
After we're done taping the show, should we have a game of pong ping? No, we're gonna have a game of ping pong. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
If there's three words in it, then it's I, A, and then O.
And I was just sitting here thinking what three things I could put on. And I found ding dang dong.
Right. Because it
And it
wouldn't
wouldn't be
work.
ding dong ding or ding dong dang. That's weird. Ding dong dang or ding dang dong.
Even if it just wouldn't work. Isn't that crazy?
It rolls off your tongue better because you actually have to think about it going the other way.
But what if someone said the first person to ever call a chit chat a chat chit? Would we accept it? Apparently, this reduplication rule says that we wouldn't accept it. Isn't that weird?
So you're saying that we would have never came up with chat shit.
No, because it doesn't work.
Because it doesn't work.
Chit chat.
Chit chat.
Chick chat flows off the tongue. Chat shit does not.
So you're saying that our brains would automatically
come up with the other version.
Just not go with mash mish.
Mash mish doesn't work.
just wouldn't happen.
Kong King cannot take over New York.
Right.
It's King Kong. So you go a little further with this. Now, I didn't know there were rules on stuff like this, but it makes sense. And it makes sense if you break it down and look at the different examples in the world, because it just cannot be done a different way. When you're talking about adjectives, a whole stream of them to describe something, there's a specific order that they have to be in or it sounds weird. So let's say you're talking about, I don't know, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. You need to, this is the order that things have to be in. It's your opinion first, then the size of the item, the age of the item comes next, then the shape, then the color, then the origin, then the material, and then the purpose noun, which is the last thing that you're talking about. So now every sentence is not going to have all of these things, but if they are going to have all these things, this is the order they need to be in.
Okay.
Example, Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay.
Size, color, origin is the riding part, and hood would be the purpose noun.
Okay.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay.
Little Green Men. Size, color, purpose noun.
Right.
Here's a big one. Lovely little old rectangular green French whittling knife. If you were going to use them all, that would be the order.
Right.
You can't say old little lovely green rectangular whittling French knife. It just doesn't work.
Jesus.
You could come up with a million different examples. I only wrote down these 3. Isn't that weird?
That is totally weird.
So you can't say Red Little Riding Hood. That just would sound stupid.
And the thing is, you would never say it. I think it would just naturally come out the right way.
Right.
And maybe it's just because that's the way we speak and we hear English being spoken. So that's how we.
But I mean, so Little Green Men, right? You could say men, little green. No.
Or green little men.
Green little men. No, it's Little Green Men. Okay. Little Red Riding Hood. Little always comes first. The size comes first. And if you were going to call Little Red Riding Hood stupid, your opinion would go first. So it would be that stupid Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
But when you think about it, it's true.
Yes.
There are these rules, they're unwritten rules that we just naturally follow. It's very weird.
Bird.
Anyway, we talked about it a little bit before, and everybody knows because Tracy was on the show last week, but your family was here right on the heels of my family being here for Thanksgiving. So we've had a busy couple weeks.
Yeah.
You took them to the Neon Museum, which your sister had wanted to go to over and over.
Cool.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place.
Your sister took tons of pictures. Did you take any?
I didn't take any.
Not a single picture.
No.
Great.
And I think the number one thing you get when you've never gone and you think of what they have as, these massive neon signs is how small this place is.
It's really small. It's all crammed.
It's just a city block, basically.
Yeah, it's small. I think it's smaller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're going to be opening a new version of it.
Yes.
Soon, in the next year or so. So excited about that. I didn't go. We had to kind of stay home sometimes with the dogs. So, because we're out so much that one of us stayed home a little bit.
Yeah.
I went to Swingers and you didn't. So Swingers is a upscale putt-putt place for adults. You guys may have heard about it before. It just opened at Mandalay Bay here in Vegas. They have one in Washington, D.C. There's one opening in Boston soon. I think they have one in London, New York City. And we were really excited about going. And it is cool inside.
Yeah.
I went with your mom and sister and we had lunch. But I was kind of taken aback by a couple things that happened. One, There's about 50 people working outside just to get people in. Like these Secret Service looking guys in black suits, which I don't understand why they're even there. And then you go up to a front desk and you either pay or you don't pay. Like we didn't want to play golf. We just wanted to eat. So they just let you in, you know, so you don't have to pay. You don't have to have a reservation. You just go in. And they said you can sit anywhere there that on a table that doesn't have a reserve sign on it.
Okay.
Because apparently you can reserve tables for like a birthday party or functions and stuff like that. So we easily found a table. We went right when it opened. That was pretty cool. Very limited menu for the table service, but it was really weird. So it's kind of an upscale place. Your drink comes in a glass made of glass, but all of the food comes on paper plates, and you get one of those set of plastic not cutlery in a plastic bag. It was just really weird that it's upscale, but they're giving you all this disposable shit. And then when I asked if I could have a plastic cup to take my drink with me when we were done, they said, they don't do that. You're not allowed to take your drink out. It's Vegas. That's like trying to tell someone in New Orleans they can't take your drink from bar to bar.
Yeah. Well, this is their first venture over here, so they need to learn. They're not going to do well.
They need to learn that people want to take their drinks with them, especially if you're paying $25 for a drink.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, we both went to the concert that we talked about last week that we were going to go to. It was this past Saturday night at Allegiant Stadium where the Super Bowl was played this year. I was there for Little Big Town and half of Chris Stapleton, and you stayed through the whole thing.
Whole freaking thing. Well, maybe not the last two songs.
Which included George Strait, which is why most everybody was there.
It was packed, man.
Tell me, though, we have I have a huge problem with what they did. So the concert started at 5:45 in the afternoon, right? It was a Saturday, so they can do that. They couldn't pull that off on a weekday.
Right.
Little Big Town played for what, an hour?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe a little longer. They probably ended at 7.
Yeah.
Then there was a break for 15, 20 minutes while they redid the stage.
That was, I would say, about
was it longer?
30 minutes.
Then Chris Stapleton came out, and he was not the guy I thought he was. I thought he was like some real kind of hot, hip 30-year-old, but this guy's older and didn't seem very hip. I guess I misunderstood who he was.
Only one.
Yeah, I didn't like his music at all. I didn't like his style of music or anything. Little Big Town, I loved every second of them. I think they're just so talented. And then George Strait, and then it went till after 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So if you got there in time, like we did, we got there about 5:30, and you left at what time? 11?
It was
after 11.
It was well after 11:30.
That's ridiculous. I don't want to be.
It was a long time.
I don't want to be anywhere for that amount of time.
Yeah. Well, our situation was a little bit different because of where we sat.
Well, we were.
I certainly wouldn't want to be anywhere else other than where I was for that amount of time.
Can you imagine?
No, that would be horrible.
That's just too much. Too much. But you enjoyed it.
Oh, very much. Chris Stapleton was my favorite part.
Ew. And Little Big Town was my favorite part. And how about your mom and sister? They enjoyed it?
Yeah. My mother, I think, was looking for the George Strait part.
Yeah.
But yeah. And he was nonstop, too.
Yeah.
He never...
He sang all his hits that everybody loves?
One after another, after another, after another, after another. And then apparently he has a new album out, so there were songs that people, I guess, didn't know.
Yeah. Well, I didn't leave because I didn't like it. I left because we had left the dogs for like a million hours, and I just had to get home.
Yeah, you soon realize when the thing was at 5:45, you start getting halfway to Chris Stapleton. He's like, this is going to take a while.
Well, I asked you, I said, did you look it up, and how long is it? And you said 2.5 hours. It was double that.
Well, so I guess I Googled, I said, how long is the George Strait concert? And it said 2 to 2.5 hours. But they weren't wrong. Just his part.
That's bullshit.
Was 2 to 2.5 hours, not including all these other people.
It's like fucking Taylor Swift's 3.5, 4 hour concert. I don't want to go see. I love Taylor Swift. I don't want to go see you for 4 hours though. Give me a tight 90-minute show. That's all I want from anything. I will not sit still for longer than 90 minutes. Nothing should be longer than 90 minutes. Movies, everything. 90 minutes in and out. I want to be done. Anyway, another place that we'd been looking forward to going to, and I got to talk about Flanker at Mandalay Bay because it kind of blew me away. You and I thought it was just like a sports bar with like burgers and pizzas.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
It has really, really good food.
It was a surprise.
Dude, I ordered the pork chop and Brussels sprouts and carrots. And the pork chop was probably, and I hate to say this, I think it was better than strip steak's pork chop.
You think?
Which strip steak took off the menu. Maybe that's why.
Did they take it?
Yeah, the pork chop's
They took it
it's
off.
a lamb chop now. Remember?
That's right.
And it was so good. But Flanker's pork chop, it was even better. Oh my God, it was so sweet, juicy, and I loved it. I loved it. And you, what did you have?
We the New York strip, or
with chimichurri.
with chimichurri and yeah,
okay.
it was really yummy.
Well, right now the whole restaurant, if you guys happen to be in Vegas and want to go to Mandalay Bay and go to a new restaurant, Flanker's open. And if you're here now, they've got their Christmas parlor going on. They're showing clips of classic Christmas movies on the bar TVs.
See, you never went inside.
I didn't see that.
It is cool inside.
We're kind of sitting on the patio, like the indoor patio.
Yeah.
But it was fine with me. They have a new special campfire s'mores and eggnog milkshakes that you can get, and holiday cocktails ranging from the Santa Colada to the Nakatomi Office Party, which has peppermint popcorn on it.
Oh.
I had the Jingle Juice, which was a Home Alone inspired drink with Tito's, ginger, allspice liquor, ghost orange cream, which I have no idea what that is, and a float of blood orange on top. It was really good.
Wow.
$22. I had 2 of them. Did you try it?
I did not.
Did you have a themed drink?
I didn't.
You just had a regular old
I just had a Pinot Grigio.
boring
White wine.
Well, that's not Christmassy.
No, it wasn't.
Anyway, there's also, they have karaoke rooms there that you can reserve. They've got tons of TVs so you can watch all the games. And this month they have an Elf on the Shelf. And if you find them, I think you get a discount on your drink. So,
yeah, I definitely would go back. I want to try like a sandwich or something.
We're
Something
definitely
not dinnery, something more lunch.
We're definitely going back. But the problem is they're only open for lunch on Saturday and Sunday. So we tend to go on the weekdays. They're not open until like 4:30, 5 o'clock on weekdays. Yeah. Well, speaking of restaurants, and if you're not in Vegas, this will apply to you because it's going to maybe be coming to your town. Chi-Chi's is coming back.
Get out.
The Mexican restaurant chain started in 1975. My family used to go all the time when I was a kid.
See, we didn't have a Chi-Chi's growing up.
No.
I think our only thing...
Have you ever been to one?
No.
You've never been to one?
Mm-mm. I think the only thing I can think back saying that we had that has since gone away is a Roy Rogers.
Okay, Roy Rogers was a fast food restaurant. Chi-Chi's is a sit-down restaurant.
You can sit down and fucking Roy Rogers too.
Get out of town. You know the difference. Roy Rogers. No, but Chi-Chi's would be kind of like the Mexican version of Olive Garden or Red Lobster.
Yeah.
It's that kind of restaurant.
Okay.
Anyway, it vanished some 20 years ago. It just went out of business. But Hormel, the company that makes all kinds of stuff like ham, they bought the brand and they've been distributing Chi-Chi's branded stuff ever since. You can find salsa, tortillas, seasonings in the store.
Yeah.
It's in your grocery store down the street, and I swear. I buy it sometimes. But anyway, Hormel is planning to revive the chain next year, starting in 2025. And they're going to expand the products for grocery stores. They think it's going to work. They think they can bring Chi-Chi's restaurants back. I don't know. There's a lot of Mexican restaurants out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how you compete, but...
And there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Jeez.
I don't know if it's going to work. I mean, with so many restaurant chains closing down and in trouble, why would you start a restaurant chain right now? You know?
Well, don't open 1,000. Just open like 50.
Yeah. There's a lot of McDonald's in the news. If you guys have been not living under a rock, you know that a Pennsylvania worker at a McDonald's called the police when they discovered that the alleged UnitedHealthcare CEO murderer, Luigi Mangione, how do you say his? Mangione?
Mangione?
Was in the restaurant eating and working on his laptop. And a lot of people think he's really hot.
How did they know it was him? Because the pictures have never been clear.
I don't know. The whole thing is very sketchy. I mean, he has like 3 degrees. He comes from a very prominent family.
Yeah.
He's got lots of money. And when the police got to the McDonald's, they apparently found the gun, the silencer, his manifesto, his fake IDs. What the hell was he doing with all of this stuff? Why would he still have it on his person at McDonald's? That wouldn't you gotten rid of it all a long time ago?
Very long time ago.
Unless he wanted to get caught.
That's very possible.
It seems like he made it too easy for them to find him.
Maybe he wants to talk.
I think he does. Anyway, we'll find out. More is going to come out. Definitely going to come out, right?
Has to. And they've already found like a manifesto. Is like, he did that for a reason.
Oh, he wanted.
So if he ever got,
he had a big, huge beef with UnitedHealthcare for sure.
He's going to talk.
Anyway, you know that he supposedly wrote "deny, defend, and depose" on the 3 bullet casings that he used to shoot the dude with, and now already, eBay, Amazon, and Etsy have deny, defend, and depose shirts, wine tumblers, and hats that you can buy. I mean, people get on this shit really fast.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with McDonald's, but back to McDonald's, because I don't want to talk about this guy anymore. We shouldn't give him any more free press. He's getting tons of it because everyone is talking about this guy. You'll see it on the news. Anyway, the McRib is back for a limited time. I don't know if it usually happens around Christmas time. I thought it was more of a spring thing. But the McRib is back.
I think it was like summertime.
Have you ever had a McRib sandwich?
Yeah, they're disgusting.
They're disgusting. But there are people out there who are absolute fanatics about it.
I think they use way too much sauce. Like it's just swimming in it.
Well, this is what the whole thing is about. They're so excited.
Sauce.
They're so excited about the sauce that for the first time ever, you can buy a half-gallon jug of it at McDonald's for $19.99.
I will say.
Do you see the picture?
I see it. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
A whole lot of McRib sauce.
Yeah, that's the name of it. A whole lot of McRib sauce. And it's Christmas themed, so you can buy it for your, put it in your mom's stocking. Make a great stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
Half a gallon of McRib sauce. It's probably all fucking corn syrup.
Well,
which is not good for you. Don't get this. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy the McRib either. It's not. It doesn't really have any ribs in it. It's just molded to look like it has ribs. There's no bones in it.
Well, obviously not if it's a damn sandwich. People are stupid.
Yes, people are stupid. You have to tell them. Also announced, the CEO of McDonald's announced last week that the snack wrap is returning.
Thank the gods above.
Are you serious?
I have been missing this.
You are.
You're
full of shit. Are you lying?
No, I am completely 100% telling the truth.
Oh.
There is nothing like going to go get 2 ranch snack wraps and a medium fry and a Coke.
You're sure you don't
the
want
best thing ever.
You're sure you don't want McRib sauce on it?
No, I don't want to.
What is a snack wrap? What's in there?
A chicken tender
and just
lettuce, and
wrapped
they
up
usually
in a tortilla.
Yeah, and it's either ranch.
Mm-hmm.
They may have had a barbecue one.
You get beef in
like
there?
a honey mustard.
It's just chicken.
It's just chicken.
I don't say chicken in the ad. It just says snack wrap.
Well,
there's no date though.
Snack wraps.
Why do they announce this shit and then not give you a date? They just said sometime in 2025. Why don't you just give us a fucking date, Mr. CEO?
They might not have a date.
This is why CEOs get killed, because they can't give you all the information you want.
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, I'll be standing in line to try it, the snack wrap. I've never had one.
The only one that's come as close to the McDonald's version is the Arby's version. And they're brand new to Arby's, and they're kind of yummy. It's just this little tiny thing when you don't want much.
It's a snack. That's why they call it a snack.
It's so good.
Snack wrap.
So good.
Awesome.
And now for something completely different.
I want to tell you what we're watching. Now, we're always late to the game. This started on November 17th, and we just started it a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But we're watching Landman on Paramount Plus, and I love it after the first episode.
So, well, there's not much that Billy Bob Thornton can do. I love that man. I think he's so good.
I love him too. So this is a show that's created by a workaholic guy in Hollywood. It seems like there's only a handful of people in Hollywood making everything. Taylor Sheridan is one of them. You guys know him. He created Yellowstone and all of the Yellowstone's how many prequels do they have? 18.
I think there's only 3 ahead of it. 1666, 1923, and 666 or something.
I don't.
Bullshit.
666.
No, I think there was like 3 or 4 of them.
It's crazy how many there are. Yeah, but now this has nothing to do with the Yellowstone universe. This is a whole different thing. But it's by Taylor Sheridan, and it's on Paramount Plus, and it's really good. It's about a guy who works for one of the largest oil companies in the United States, and he's kind of like their fixer. He's the landman. He's the one who gets the oil leases and gets the permission to drill on other people's land. And it's very interesting what happens and how it all comes about. And I didn't know this. It's based on a podcast.
I had no idea.
When are they going to make the Swish Edition movie or TV show? I think that would be fun.
Never.
Anyway, it's kind of a cross between a gritty Yellowstone and a soapy Dallas because it's all about the oil industry. Billy Bob Thornton, of course, is in it. Ali Larder, I loved her in, what did I see her in? That superhero show that she was in. Demi Moore is in it, apparently. I didn't see her in the first episode. The guy who plays Billy Bob Thornton's son, Cooper, is played by Jacob Laughlin.
Mm-hmm.
Want to learn more about him. And then John Hamm has a small part in it, too. Of course, it seems like John Hamm is in everything these days. Yeah, he's in The Morning Show and everything else. And just this week, Billy Bob Thornton was nominated for a Golden Globe for his role in Landman. And he's up against 2 other people that we love and 2 shows that we love. Jake Gyllenhaal for Presumed Innocent, which is coming back for a 2nd season, and Gary Oldman for Slow Horses on Apple TV Plus, which
That's going to be tough.
I know.
I really, really like Gary Oldman.
I love them all.
I love that character, that dirty, smelly alcoholic, just no nonsense. He plays it really well. Love it.
I would put Gary Oldman first, Billy Bob second, and Jake Gyllenhaal third. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, but I mean, he's just playing.
He was really good, presumably.
He was good. You're right. It's hard to say. I don't even care who wins, but I'm happy we have decent shows to watch. Anyway, I just learned this. Landman has already been picked up for a 2nd season. And 5 have dropped so far. So there's going to be 10 episodes, and we're only 1 in. So there's 4 more we can watch with another one coming this Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. A little bit of Vegas, back to Vegas for just a second. The rumor mill kind of went crazy a couple days ago because this guy who does a Vegas rumor blog here in Vegas called Vital Vegas started this rumor that Britney Spears is going to come back and do a residencies at Caesar's Palace this time in 2025 to fill the hole left because Adele has left Caesar's. Now Vital Vegas is usually spot on because he has tons of inside sources at all the different casinos and places around town that leak information to him, and he's usually right. But I just cannot see this happening.
You don't see it happening because of what reason? Because
she's a mess.
Yeah, Britney's done.
She can't sing.
It was all fun.
She
and
looks
games.
like crap.
It was all fun when she went away and then she came back and did that little tour.
She's incredibly unstable.
And now I don't. She came back like I would not want to see her, and I think that's bad.
Well, and I also don't think that Caesars would sign her up. I really don't.
Not considering what Adele has put Caesars through.
Right.
Why would they want to do it again?
I know. Now, they had a good run. Caesars had a good run with Britney, 8 years ago when she was at the Planet Hollywood, but I just don't think they're going to put her in their prime theater, which is, Celine Dion's home.
Yeah.
Which is why I was very surprised that Celine Dion was flirting with the idea of going to Resorts World. Why would she do that to Caesars? Unless Caesars just didn't want to pony up the money to bring her back.
Maybe.
It's so weird. I mean, they built that Coliseum for her, for Celine. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's
weird.
She ain't coming back.
Anyway, Britney's not coming back, and I don't even know if Celine is coming back. they keep teasing it and then they never follow through. So who knows? Who knows? Some things you just have to remember the good old days and just not, you don't have to keep trotting people out.
Right.
Plus, Britney hasn't done anything new in like how many years? A dozen?
At least, probably.
I mean,
She's not even in the news.
so it would just be coming back and singing her old shit, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, stupid. I got a gift idea for you guys if you're still looking for something to fill that stocking of your loved one. Miller High Life has come out with Miller High Life perfume. They're calling it Barfume. Barfume, which makes me want to barf.
That's clever.
It smells like your favorite dive bar. They've used cedarwood, patchouli, tobacco, leather, something called the champaca blossom, which has a beer smell, I guess,
Okay.
and sea salt, but no piss. I mean, when you think of dive bar, they usually smell like piss, don't
Yeah. They're giving. It probably smells good, but that's not what a dive bar smells like.
they? It was $60 at Miller's website, except forget it. You can't buy it. It's sold out. And of course, it was a limited time only. Right? But I got another gift idea for you. Maybe someone bought these as a gift.
Uh-oh.
$32.5 million. Would you pay that for a pair of shoes?
Hell no.
Used shoes. Judy Garland wore 4 pairs of the famous ruby slippers during the making of 1939's Wizard of Oz. And someone bought the 4th pair at auction this past Saturday night in Dallas for $28 million plus a 4.5 auction fee. That's a lot of auction fee. So $32.5 million. The most ever paid for Hollywood memorabilia ever. Bidding started at $1.5 million, and the auction house thought they would fetch $3 million for the shoes.
I mean, that's like a 20% fee.
The fees at auction houses are insanity.
That is just a crime.
So this particular set of shoes, there's only 4 in existence. They were famously stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. I thought Grand Rapids was in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So maybe there's a Grand Rapids, Minnesota, too.
Maybe.
Anyway, they were stolen back in August of 2005 by this guy who thought they had real diamonds on them or something, or rubies on them. They're not all that.
Yeah.
They just have sequins on them, Anyway, he was he was caught like 13. He had them for 13 years. They finally found him.
Well, the guy was like 90 years old by then.
I know.
He was a 90-year-old.
And he didn't even go to jail for it. They were like,
not.
we don't even, you're 90. What's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. Apparently, the 3rd pair sold in 2000 for $666,000. There's that 666 number again.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know this. In 2012, Steven Spielberg and Leonardo DiCaprio paid $2 million for a pair, and they donated them immediately to the Academy Museum of Motion Picture in Los Angeles.
Oh, isn't that good?
Yeah. I don't know why. Why would you bother? Anyway.
Well, the museum might not have had money.
No, maybe they didn't, and they really wanted them.
Yeah.
Of course, where the 4th pair...
I've seen the 4th one.
The last one is at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. The auction also included a hat worn by the Wicked Witch of the West, which went for $2.9 million. The screen door from Dorothy's Kansas home for $37,500. And the wig that Judy Garland wore to be Dorothy for $30,000. I don't know. Things like the wig that Judy wore closer to her head would fetch more money than just the shit that she had on her stinky old feet. Anyway, you're talking about that auction fee. We should open a fucking auction house.
Maybe that's where the money is. Yeah, but I guess that comes from knowing and having the clients and can guarantee people show up.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just start an auction house and say, hey, give me your shit.
I'll sell you shoes.
Yeah, I'll sell your damn shoes. Anyway, cruise. Let's talk about cruise before we leave. Virgin Voyages, one of our favorite cruise lines, they just did an industry first. They launched a $120,000 all-you-can-cruise subscription plan. That's $120,000 for a full year of cruising. You could cruise every single week.
Jeez.
Every single week. So 120,000 divided by 52, that's $2,307 a week, which actually isn't that much.
That's a little below what a Virgin cruise cost.
So if you divide that by 4, right? If you lived on the damn cruise ship, that's only a little over $9,000 a month, which is really not that bad for what you're getting. You're getting your room, your board,
food,
transportation. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good deal. So
wow.
You can go on any of their cruises in Europe, the Mediterranean, or the Caribbean. Soon to be Alaska, too. They have 3 ships now. They're soon going to have 4. You get a sea cabin, so you get a cabin with a balcony, premium Wi-Fi, laundry service, priority boarding, $100 bar credit a week, 2 specialty coffees per day, and a cocktail party. What else could you ask for more?
So is this per person? So if you and I wanted to do this, it would be $240, or is that for the cabin?
It's shit. I don't know that I know the answer to that.
Oh, because if it's just the cabin, that'd be cool.
I don't know that I know the answer to that. Oh, crap.
We're not going to do it anyway.
Well, most people aren't going to do it. You know? It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of money. The people out there with a lot of money.
Well, you can only do that if you live in the cruise town.
The
only way to do it.
Only way you could do it is Miami because they have a ship there year round.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. No one would do that. Maybe someone will. I'll be interested to see how many they sell.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it?
No. I don't want to do it.
All right. Let's go eat dinner.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I don't know.